Black,
Talking black.
black,
What I'm
black,
black and I'm
black,
talking
you mean I'm talking about black, international, all like black, but black lives have besides of black are included as a whole. Black people don't say black words. I love black. I love black. We're talking black today about black. We're talking black.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, welcome to Talking Black, poetry, prose, rhymes, lyrics, and limericks. And I am Asia Winger, and this is Angela Wilson, who happens to be my mother, in case you the resemblance. Yeah. So, what exactly is Talking Black?
Well, you know what? When you say talking black, a lot of times people are thinking of our vernacular, like how we say our words, how we enunciate. Some people may call it, ebonics and or we're talking a certain way. But you know what? That's okay because we do have our own language, right? Because we have our own swagger. I mean, we got our own language. So, but no, when I'm talking about talking black, I'm talking about black people, black folks, black places, black faces, black lives, black life, black history from history into the present. And I know that Black history isn't just a month. Okay, we're making history every single day. But Black History Month, it didn't even used to be a thing. That was until not even until 1970.
Right, yes.
When it became a month, right? That they, put aside to celebrate Black achievements. But actually, Carter G. Woodson started in 1926, and it was Black History. No, it was Negro History Week.
Yes.
And he did that because he realized that a lot of people knew nothing about their culture. And so he started that week so we could put aside some time to learn about who we are. Because in order for us to be really healthy individuals, healthy minded, we need to know who we are and where we come from.
Absolutely.
Right about that. So anyway, so yes, we are African American, but we also Black. So we talking Black today. So what we're gonna do today, though, we have a lineup of artists that want to share some things with us today. Just their experience being a Black and brown person in this country. And you know what? A lot of people don't want us to talk about that. They don't want us to talk about our history. There's even people out here protesting, like, don't teach history, like true history.
Right.
But that's okay because we have so many ways to learn about it.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we need to celebrate our history, our culture, who we are. So that's what we mean about Talking Black. So we're gonna bring up our first artist, and I'm really excited about her.
Yes, we have Mrs. Nefertari Razak coming, and she is a powerhouse.
Yes, she is. Come on, Nefertari. Come on, Queen.
Let's hear it.
They call me a queen. Say there's something special about me. I say I'm just blessed and highly favored. They say no. God shines down on me. I don't know what this power is, but through God, the Nile provides it. Born of the Gold Coast, my skin was kissed with this complexion. Sparkling and beautiful, I am the image of his reflection. Proof of my people's power lies within the mark of my hair. And let me tell you that though this ground is touched by my feet, I stand on a foundation of grandeur. My people are beyond this land, and I claim to be no less. Created by the King of Kings, God humbled me, but never to be less than royalty. Why me? Because I hear the drums of our African land as it screams to be remembered. Because that is where I came from, skin, blood, bones, and past. With only his touch, the womb of this earth contracted until our existence became known. We were not made to be niggers. We were never made to be niggers. Yes, we were robbed of our land and brought here. And yes, till this day, many of us are still regarded to as inferior, but you were given 2 feet to stand on, so stand. Stand up, my African kings, stand. Elevate like the pyramids, the world's first example of human intelligence. Refuse to be another example of America's democratic hypocrisy. Africa is waiting to smile at her own reflection. But how can she, when her own daughters do not understand the significance of their beauty? Your beauty lies within the purpose of your existence. Your existence has nurtured leaders who broke down mountains that Mount Everest couldn't even touch. Your existence has created paths for which mankind has followed. Your existence is the reason why we have ladders reaching past the skies of human limitations. So I thank you. To the African queens who understand that their beauty comes from the soil of their African land, I thank you. But to the rest of you, I pray that you listen for the drums and claim your own royalty. White, black, yellow, green, or blue, this land is you. You are African, but we are Africa.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
So talented.
So, I was gonna say, do you remember, but you ain't old enough to remember because I wasn't even around then. But you know, but they used to consider if you had 1 drop of Negro blood in you, then you were categorized as a Black person.
Mhm.
So if a person, you know, because a lot of our female slaves were forced, you know, but we ain't gonna get all up into that.
Yeah,
But you know, so that created, you know, some issues down the line sometimes with some of the people because they considered them Black.
Mhm.
And then even if it was in your bloodline, even generation down your ancestry, right?
Right.
So, but I just, you know, I feel like if you're, you know, you got some melanin in you, and you're part of our diaspora, Black, brown, then you know you consider Black. So anyway,
Okay, so we're going to be hearing from Dwight Smith, and he will be doing a piece called Oreo.
Oreo.
Yes.
Walter White.
Right.
Tell us about it, honey.
Ooh. Wake up in the morning, oh, here we go again. Say it loud, say it proud. I'm an Oreo to the end. What's an Oreo, you ask? Well, remember when you would say that one thing to that one person way back when? The one person who enunciated and used different words. The one who liked anime, some boys, some girls. The ones with the white mom and the Black dad, but for me, you never heard. The one with the Black skin, but when you see him, you still ask, why you talk white? Like Childish G said, 2 white for the Blacks, 2 Black for the whites. See, I'm gonna spit a couple different words, spit a couple different verbs, switch up the adjectives now and again. But please, oh please, don't think that we got different Black skin. Because at the end of the day, we may be from a different city, state, or even country, but for real, we all belong in one family tree. So, I'm going to get out of here. I'm a little sleepy, a little tired, got the twinkle in my eye. Do my nighttime mantra, Wakanda forever, Black Lives Matter, till I die.
Okay, that was powerful.
Yes, it was. And I hear that a lot when people say, oh, you talk Black and you talk white. I heard that growing up, you know, and there's really no such thing.
You do talk kind of. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
Proper
Yeah.
English, but they're
You know, I remember asking my father that when I was a child because somebody told me.
Mm,
And I was like, what do they mean when they say I talk white? Like, what is that? Right?
right. Mm,
Child,
you know,
speak English.
right.
All right. Oh, you know what? One of the things that I do think is important is passing information from generation to generation. I have such a respect for people who keep their history in their families, who know about their ancestry, know where they're from. And so this next performer
Is none other than Jaleesa Monroe, and she will be doing My Grandmother's Stories.
Lisa, tell us about it.
When I was a child, my grandmother used to tell me stories. Not the kind with the knights in shining armor or the princess who lived happily ever after. No. Her stories were different. Her stories were about how we fought, of how a bus boycott grew from a rose, of how 9 lives rocked by never dimming their light despite the stones and hateful remarks because education could no longer be an abstract thought, of how the Greensboro 4 demonstrated patience by sitting for their rights, needing no counterattack because hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. You see, her stories were different. Her stories carried strength of how a few turned into hundreds and hundreds into thousands as the demand for freedom grew far in length. People were tired of being treated as 3/5, tired of being separated to eat, to drink, to educate ourselves from housing and transit, even through brutality by law enforcement. People were tired of the injustice and being treated as if we were the threat the world was up against. Yet we remained peaceful, hour after hour, from one beating to another, nightsticks and tear gases, resisting the ability to reciprocate their hate. Now that's true power. When I was a child, my grandmother used to tell me these stories. Stories about our faith. And now I stand here today, a Black woman in the States, trying to figure out what has really changed, other than racism no longer being out in the open, but rather planted deeply, blind to the naked eye of our society, where insecurities arrange discussions to keep us enslaved as federal laws continue to affect the mentality of generations today. We are still fighting a system not created for us, a system stealing childhoods from our children and viewing them as less innocent. Our boys are not being protected. Disconnected from their youth and underrepresented when trying to speak their truth, they fall victim to a system stopping them at an early age from ever entering a voting booth. And our girls? They're viewed as adults and sexualized before 10, falling into the stereotype of a strong Black woman expected to stay quiet and keep it moving while our mind, body, and spirit feels the emotional consequences. Just for doctors to tell us there's nothing wrong over and over again. We are still fighting a society pretending to be colorblind, picking around the open wounds of slavery, wounds still affecting our state of mind. Whether it's from a cop shooting a 9, or our finances and anxiety as the income gap continues to flatline and a test divides the Black community from a paper bag never left behind. When I was a child, anger filled the stories my grandmother told me. Yet she remained with a smile. Because even though it showed every once in a while, hate was never meant to be part of our lifestyle. With the most beautiful brown eyes as she placed her hands on top of mine, reminding me that everything we need flows through our bloodline. Carrying faith in our hearts. When we're together, nothing can tear us apart, so keep your faith, sweetheart. Whether it's the size of a seed
or the sea. We will succeed because we are our ancestors' actuality, and together we will manifest our wildest dreams.
Oh, you know what? Talking about mental health, we don't even know for sure the impact that our oppression has really had on us throughout the years, because mental health wasn't always something that we took advantage of because there's a stigma attached to it.
Absolutely.
But, a lot of things that are unresolved, if they're unresolved, they'll weigh you down.
That's right.
They're going to affect you in some way, so if you have unresolved trauma and things like that, then, they're bound to affect you.
Mhm.
But anyway, this next artist,
Yes.
yeah, and she calls herself
One
One Single Rose.
Rose.
Come on, Detroit.
Rose City.
I know.
Bag lady, you gon' hurt your back, dragging all them bags like that. I guess nobody's ever told you all you must hold on to is you, is you, is you. One day, all them banks gon' get in your way. One day, all them bags, they gon' get in your way. So, pack light. Yeah, 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 yeah. Whew. The weight of the world resides inside these bags. Pain, discrimination, racial profiling, heartache, and low self-esteem. The stitching is coming apart because it's stuffed full of our issues. Jealousy, insecurity, fear, disgust, hate. I've been taking on your weight far too long, but now I'm tired. The skeletons in these closets are itching to come outside. We've got to lay these bones to rest in peace, so I bought these bags, but now I'm gonna let them all go. We're gonna purge together. Because we weren't built to break, yet we bend while weathering our storms. We may get lost in the dark. However, there's light at the end of every tunnel. The sun shines each day, but we don't always see it sleeping behind the clouds until it reveals itself after we receive our lessons as students of Life University. Treat every fresh 24 you're blessed with as new opportunities to learn. Raindrops keep falling on our heads. Bear in mind that we were born with the ability to float with our heads above water. We might have to go through to get through. Winds might whip us away from our comfort zones before we prepare to be moved. We'll soar on the winds of change, landing exactly where we should be, right on time. Lightning might spark a good flame or two, or maybe the sparks won't fly at all while we waste time as burn victims scorched by a bad match. Time is the one thing we spend we can't ever get back. Our hearts turn cold, frozen stiff with deception, chilled with self-doubt, icy from the sting of love lost. We fall numb, immobilized with anger or bitterness, which ultimately shortens our lives. Thawing souls survive warmed after realizing the key to survival is living life to the fullest while spreading love without abandon. Bad weather can be too heavy for us to bear. Know that our days won't always be filled with sunshine, rainbows, and lucky charms. If may never be that fifth. If it were, we'd all be tipsy right now. Laugh when you want to cry. Dance like no one's watching. Let go of the past, then live. The future depends on you and I thriving today. I bought these bags to tell y'all if we know better, we could all do better. But I'm tired, y'all. You should be too. Lay your burdens down. Stop carrying around all this mess. Fill your bags with faith, hope, peace, happiness, joy, understanding, love, love, love. Go on ahead and get you some, because I did. Now my bags are more manageable to carry around. Bag lady, let it go, let it go, let it go. Bag lady, let it go, let it go, let it go. One single rose, no stem.
I know that's right.
Yes, let it go.
Let it go. It's not always easy. So sometimes you do need help, but get the help that you need. Help is available. And there's plenty of Black therapists out here who understand, you know, what it is that you need and what you're going through, what your unique needs are. But yeah, we need to let stuff go. Don't carry them around. Bring them into new relationships.
Right.
Bring old stuff into new situations. And we do that.
Yeah, we do.
So come on, Black people.
Yes, let that baggage go.
Come on. Yeah.
Get the help you need.
Thank you so much for that.
Yes.
You know, one of the things that we talk about, I don't know if it's been being taught in our history, but you know, it's about the Great Migration.
Yeah.
That started like in the early 1900s, all the way to the 70s, where Blacks were migrating from the South, coming north to find opportunities. And because of the South was so segregated, and
Oh yeah.
you had all the Jim Crow. Now, it wasn't like you didn't have Jim Crow in the North.
Right.
So we did it twist. But, you know, people were coming north to work in the textile industry, right? So there were a lot of factories and things during that time. And so people were finding themselves coming north to some of the larger cities, and then how it ended up, you know, being turned into urban areas is a whole nother topic in itself. While we're talking Black, but some things happened and we kind of got what we got today. But going back, let's talk about the migration experience. So people were leaving their families, people were sneaking away, because in the South, you know, they would people trying to find work, so they would work on these farms, this whole unfair sharecropping system where you never could get ahead.
Right.
So people were sneaking away and saving up their money. People who had made it up north were sending for their folks. But this next artist is an actor, actually, and she is amazing.
She is amazing.
Yeah, so she's gonna do a piece called Going North. And it's a monologue, so it's a performance. So it's a monologue. It was part of a larger show called Rising Up. That was written by this woman called, by the name of Angela Wilson. So, but it's performed by the fabulous Joelle Denise.
Yes, Joelle. Let's hear it.
My cousin Bertha say this be the place. This the place that she be here to fetch me real soon. I ain't never seen no building so big, seen these many cars, I heard so much noise. But I feels excited, happy, nervous, and scared, all wrapped up into one. My husband Robert and my children be coming later. He saved up for 2 years now to buy my ticket north. Can't even believe I'm leaving my children behind. But my Bessie 13 now, she can look after things. And if I didn't go, it'd mean we had to live that old life forever, working round the clock for what? Can't never get ahead of what we owe. So we made the decision, Robert and me, and look at me now, standing right here. It's a new land. No more Jim Crow. No more Jim Crow. And my cousin say I could work in the factory alongside her. Saying hard work, but wages is good. Now, I ain't never been scared of no hard work. That's all I know. If it was easy, it wouldn't be work, I suppose. But I'm going to save my wages and send for my family real soon. This got to work. It do, because I done left my cheering, my man, and everything I know, so this got to work. Lord, you hear me? Now, this here got to be our promised land. You know, I can't wait to see where she living. Now, she says she living in an apartment with some other women. Don't know what that look like, but now I wonder if she got somewhere I could plant my tomatoes and cabbage. There ain't nothing like the sweet potatoes I grow in my garden back in North Carolina. Oh, yes, sir. I'm in a new land and I could feel the difference. It smell different in my nostrils. It sound different. It gotta beat this city. Kind of sound like loud music that make you wanna strut. Wonder what Robert gonna think when he see me again strutting around like these ladies. It won't be long till we all done made this journey.
Such a good actress.
Oh, she's amazing.
I know. I love her.
She is a force.
No, she really is, and she's gonna be doing some big things. I'm telling you.
Definitely on her way.
Yep. So after Joelle's performance, who we got next?
So after Joelle, we have Vincent Stewart.
We already did Kobe.
We didn't, but you went straight to Joelle. You didn't do Kobe. Kobe's after Jaleesa. And since you went straight to Joelle, I just let you do that.
Oh, no, but no, we got to do Kobe.
Okay.
We got to do Kobe.
Right.
Is that okay?
Let's do that.
So let me tell you about Kobe. So Kobe Morrison is a young man that's just killing the game. He's entrepreneurial. He's an actor. He's a singer. He's a dancer. He's a songwriter. He's a composer. He's a puppeteer. Okay. He has his own company, TCG Puppets. And so this is shout out to the young people.
Yes.
His song is Learn Your History. Come on, Kobe.
Right.
Tell us why that's important.
Some things about our history aren't even taught in schools, like Juneteenth, Lewis Latimer, and Valerie Thomas.
We really have to look at a slideshow? It's Friday!
Then I guess it's time for our backup plan. Manye, cue the music.
Hey, ooh, hey, chicka ooch out, 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 hey, chicka ooch out. Learn your history. It's more than just a holiday. You gotta study it, cause our people from the past, they're struggling, and it took them to be strong and brave, so we can make it where we are today. Maybe I think I know too much. Maybe I just don't know enough. It's clear to see that I wanna learn more. Knowledge is the key to be your best. If you use it, you can try to get the rest. But maybe you don't know all that happened. All our lives, info has been lacking. Our history's expanding more and more. Everything's already on the test, so the teacher will be more and more or less. And my mama told me dreams are beautiful. And my mama told me there's more there to know. If you're gonna change the world, you gotta know that HISTORY should be planted in your mind. Learn your history. It's more than just a holiday. You gotta study it, cause our people from the past, they're struggling, and it took them to be strong and brave, so we can make it where we are today. Learn your history. It's more than just a holiday. You gotta study it, cause our people from the past, they're struggling, and it took them to be strong and brave, so we can make it where we are today. It's time you learn this, baby. No ifs, ands, buts, or maybes. If you're gonna learn the bad, then you gotta know the good. Like history is not just literature.
Shirley Jackson, caller ID, Alice H. Parker, turning out the heat, Mary Van Britton, home security. All these black women giving what we need. And my mom told me brains are beautiful. And my mom told me there's more things I know. If you're gonna change the world, you gotta know that HISTORY should be planted in your mind. Learn your history. It's more than just a holiday. It's more than just. You gotta study it, cause our people from the past, they were struggling, and it took them to be strong and brave, so we can make it when we're all one day. Learn your history, can inspire you to be who you wanna be, and at the start of you, so take a good look and see how many people fought just for you and me. Learn your history, can inspire you to be who you wanna be, and at the start of you, so take a good look and see how many people fought just for you and me. Now I know what you're thinking. Oh my gosh, history is so boring. I don't feel like doing all that reading. Well, if reading isn't for you, go watch some videos on it. Look at a movie, listen to a song, follow accounts on social media. There are plenty of ways to study your history. Just make sure that you know it and gain something from it.
And my mama told me brains are beautiful. And my mama told me there's more than I know. If you're gonna change the world, you gotta know that HISTORY should be planted in your mind.
Learn your history. It's more than just a holiday. You gotta study it, cause our people from the past, they're struggling, and it took them to be strong and brave, so we can make it when we're all one day. Learn your history, can inspire you to be who you wanna be, and at the start of you, so take a good look and see how many people fought just for you and me. Learn your history, can inspire you to be who you wanna be, and at the start of you, so take a good look and see how many people fought just for you and me. Learn your history.
You know what? That's catchy.
It is catchy.
Your history.
And he composed something? So talented, man.
He is. Go to his website, go to his YouTube channel, TCG Puppets, so you can see the whole thing, learn your history, and some other stuff that he got out there. The boy, he's good.
Yes, he is. Can't deny that.
Come on, Kobe.
Yeah.
All right, so now you want to talk about
Vincent Stovall.
Oh gosh, you guys, you're in for a treat with Vincent. Vincent is just an all-around entertainer. Okay, he's extremely talented. So he gonna do some teaching in this video, and there's a lot more to what he's saying than he has time to do
right
in a video. But pay attention.
Let's hit it.
Come on,
Come on, Vincent.
Do you have a child who is an out-of-control fool, and you expect the teachers to somehow fix them while at school? If you do not accept some responsibility, then you are contributing to social incivility. Children disrespecting everybody and killing each other too. Adults throwing up both hands. Some say in order to fix it, they don't have a clue. I say we need an army of raisin in the sun type big mamas to do what they used to do and whip that butt with a wooden spoon, a strap, or a shoe. And then pray for them and pour love onto them and tell them about their history too. Set boundaries for them, have high expectations for them, and proclaim to them, thou shalt not go to jail, for thou art not a wild animal in a zoo. You are brilliant, you are mine, and don't you ever doubt, I brought you into this world and I will take you out. We need fathers and not pops who pop in and pop out. We need fathers engaged financially, emotionally, and spiritually, teaching our children what life's all about. We need fathers to show sons how to tie ties that bind and to be strong, responsible, hardworking, and kind. We need fathers to show sons how to be a man, teach them to always stand up for what's right and to live as God commands. When we find children without fathers, men, we must fill that gap, because the obligation and responsibility to that child and the community falls in your lap. We need neighbors to look out for neighbors and correct the children when they do wrong. And we must shield the babies from parental advisory explicit content in songs. Babies talking sassy to adults and twerking is not cute. And for those who think it is, need a kick in the ass with a steel-toed boot. Children should be children and not grow up too soon. They should be loved and not sexualized and trafficked under the pale light of the moon. We must teach our children how to take care of their physical, mental, and spiritual health. They must understand that total well-being is like wealth. But first, we must lead by example for our children to follow. If we don't, then our words lose their power and become hollow. We must teach our children about our past so they know that difficult days don't always last. Tell them the stories about how you faced challenges and how you got over. Tell the stories about how Big Mama and Granddaddy faced challenges and how they got over. Tell them the stories about how their enslaved ancestors faced challenges and how they got over. Tell them about the beauty, the culture, the music, the dance, and spirituality of their African ancestors. Tell them that the seed of genius and the survival instinct is firmly planted inside of them. And then nurture them and watch them transform into something wonderful, fabulous, marvelous. Bring the children into the music, the dance, the beat of the drum. The music, the dance, the beat of the drum. The music, the dance, the beat of the drum. And watch them transform. Watch them transform into something wonderful, fabulous, marvelous.
But you know, one of the things that I think that's important about, you know, any culture that's been oppressed is to not feel powerless. And, you know, in the 60s, they was, you know, rising up talking about Black power. And some people really, really hated the movement so much. You know, a lot of our leaders during the 50s and 60s, even 40s, but that's another story too. But a lot of our leaders were assassinated, were killed, were falsely imprisoned because they were standing up saying, we want to have a piece of the pie. We want power that we were promised. We want our power. We want Black power. We're not anti-white.
Right. Black power definitely doesn't mean anti-white or anti any other culture or race.
This means pro-Black. You know, Black Lives Matter, right? Okay, check out this one. Katana the Aspirer. This little girl.
She's something. And she's an actress. Let's not forget that.
Oh, she's a force.
Yes, she is.
Come on, Katana.
All right, Katana Presley, let's hit it.
For too long, you have wielded your power over us. For too long, you have systematically oppressed us, held us back, held us down, shut us out, marginalized us, disenfranchised us, locked us out, locked us up, harassed us, brutalized us. And today we take back our power. Yes, that's right. Our power. Black power. Power, meaning the ability to do, and we no longer want to be hindered from doing because we are being shackled by the manacles of a white racist society. We want and we need Black power. Power to receive justice and equality in every area of life. Black power. Power to live in decent neighborhoods and earn a fair wage and provide for our families. Power to a higher standard of living. Black power. Power to be educated and re-educated to become knowledgeable of the totality of the systems that were designed to propagate separatism and classism. Black power. The power to protect ourselves and our communities from the unfair harassment and cruel treatment. And the power to be players in a capitalistic society, to participate in a political discourse, to create enterprise. Where the hell is our 40 acres and a mule and our slice of the American pie? We want the power to rise to the point where you can look at a Black brother or a Black sister and you can see yourself, a free human worthy of the same benefits you enjoy, no longer having to be considered to be worthy of a dream. We too want to rise and possess our power. We want Black power.
What I tell you? Wow. Yes, she's all that. So thank you, Katana.
Yes, thank you, girl.
Oh, you know what? Now this person, this next artist coming up. See my baby. See my baby. I'm talking about none other than Leah Mallory. Come on, Leah. Yeah. And so you don't have to look far to look around to see what life is like for our Black men in this society. And we could do a whole program about it. But see, what this young lady did was she wrote a letter to her Black brother, because this was her way of expressing, you know, what's going on when it comes to our Black men. And it was just so heartfelt. I mean, yeah, it's very touching. But she's so talented and she's so smart. She was in one of our plays. She's always been the original Gina. And so we love her. So Leah. Hi, Leah.
I can hear my Black brother across the hall now, yelling at his video games and mouthing off to his friends, tossing snide remarks back and forth to each other, easily and effortlessly blocking out reality. Although I wish many days like this where he can just rest and play video games and talk to friends, I'm afraid that it won't always be like this. My dear Black brother, you are in for a rude awakening. It's unfortunate but true. The world is not safe because you are a Black boy. Those who are ignorant would say it's unsafe because of you, but I argue that it is not safe for you. From birth, you come out with a mark so vibrant and profound and indicative that the whole world can easily assume who you are and what you're up to. You can't go to the store, my Black brother, and get an Arizona and Skittles without someone thinking you fit the description like Trayvon. You can't accidentally hand someone a counterfeit bill without them dragging you away from the premises like a dog like George. And you can't go for a jog, my Black brother, without your blood painting the street like Ahmaud. I'm sorry, my Black brother, that there are systems in place that try to keep you from thriving. I'm sorry that wherever you go, there will always be toxic labels attached to you. I'm sorry that you had to learn these names, and when you hear them, they can only be associated with turmoil. I'm sorry that you will have to deal with constant fear. I'm sorry that you will have to convince people that you are not intimidating in order for them to treat you right. I'm sorry that old ladies will clutch their purses in the elevator with you. I'm sorry that you will get followed around the store. I'm sorry that people will hate you for being unapologetically you. When will people realize that black does not equal violence? Black does not equal thug. Black does not mean my brother is a threat. Black does not mean he has a gun. He likes anime, for crying out loud. The only thing he'll use against you is his best energy attack he learned from Goku in Dragon Ball Z. My black brother moves his hands when he talks, but he's not reaching for a weapon, officer. Black lives matter. Not just when a black man dies one day, and then another dies a year later, and then 2 months after that, and then 6 months after that. No, black lives matter every single day. This is an unshakable truth. All lives can't matter until black lives matter. Why is this so hard to understand? To my black brother, I love you. I hope mom and dad have prepared you enough. Know that your value exceeds whatever the color of your skin is. I want you to live long enough to fulfill your dreams and your passions. I want you to live long enough to get married and to have kids. I want you to scream and yell at those video games as loud as you possibly want to. I want to know that you're here, alive and well.
In this next performance, Christian Morant pays special tribute to his grandfather, who obviously filled his life and his heart with music. So, let's take a listen.
My granddad's in a prison, otherwise known as the system, or what y'all call a hospital, but only 2 of us can visit, which is kind of odd if you think about it, because I would want to be surrounded by all those who love me and want nothing more than to hug me, as they show affection and be the reflection that he was for those I can't mention, and everybody else around the world where he built a genuine connection by embracing the gift he was given, an entertainer with a wealth of wisdom, sharing everything he learned about life to anyone willing to listen, to the message between the melodies, the rhythm between every beat, to that feeling that you get in your soul when your favorite song comes on the radio, because that's what it's all about, music that brings the best out in all of us. So no matter what you're going through, don't forget, there's always time to crank up the tunes. Thank you.
Hey y'all, we got more from Vincent Stovall. Let's check it out.
Attention, all of you who hate us. You have one more time to tell us to go back to Africa. And when you do, we're taking all of our inventions out of America. That's right. We're taking all of our stuff, and life for you is going to be rough. We're going to snatch our cotton-picked sheets off your bed and our hairbrush you use to brush the hair on your head. Since we invented medicine, we're taking it away, along with our toilet you sit on each day. When you find nothing to read, oh, you will fret, because we're taking our letters since we invented the alphabet. Now, don't go get mad and start throwing rocks, but you won't be needing letters, so we're taking our mailbox. You'll need to wash your clothes, wash your sheets, and hang them near a fire, because when we leave America, we're taking our clothes dryer. And your clothes are going to be a hot, wrinkled mess, good Lord, because we're taking back our ironing board. And your mind will really be blown when we take back our cellular phone. On this next point, I'll be perfectly frank. You're going to be in real trouble when we take our blood bank. Now round up your candles. It's going to feel like camp when we take back our electric lamp. Climbing stairs to appointments will make you later because we're taking back our elevator. You may not think our inventions really matter, but if there's a fire, you won't have our fire escape ladder or our fire extinguisher to put out the flame. Do you realize that not having our inventions would really be a shame? Streets will be dangerous, to drive will be a fright, because we're taking back our traffic light. Tightening bolts will no longer be a cinch after we take back our handy wrench. Being cold in winter doesn't usually concern us, but you're going to have a problem when we take our furnace. Keeping cool is something you should start visioning, because when it gets hot, you won't have our air conditioning. Chocolate, Rocky Road, vanilla cookies and cream will all be gone when we take our ice cream. And by the way, since we built it, we're taking the White House too when we go. So hurry up, grab your camera, take a good photo. Blues, jazz, gospel, bebop, funk, soul, classical hip hop. This is our music. It's going with us. It's non-negotiable. Nothing further to discuss. You are in for a big surprise when you see the rest of our inventions disappear, poof, before your eyes.
See what I tell you?
Wow. I didn't know we invented all that.
What history book was that in? No,
Let's not even go.
it's not in the history book. We had to find out all this stuff on our
So much
own.
history that we
And
won't
see,
go there.
that's why we need Talking Black, because
Mhm.
you got to understand
Exactly.
who we are. See, this has been so good.
Yes, it has.
See,
Powerful.
yeah,
Everyone.
yeah, for sure. I just, we tell stories with the Angel Wing Project with our work. We tell stories, and the reason that we tell the stories that we tell is because they're not talked about enough. Kids are not learning it in school. And it doesn't matter if you're Black, if you're white, if you're yellow, if you're red.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with learning all of the history,
Exactly.
right?
Absolutely.
So this is Black History Month, and we're celebrating all that we are. We just wanted to come together and have some conversations with you. And so thank you so much for tuning in today.
Yes, thank you for tuning in. This has been so powerful and informative, and the talent is just amazing.
Well, thank you for watching Talking Black. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Hey guys, it's Angela Wilson, and I just want to say thank you so much for watching tonight's performance, but I also want to share some good news with you. The Angel Wing Project will be presenting Clay's Place Inside My Blue Mind again, but this time it will be for the Front Row Fringe Festival. And so we would like you to join us to see our live streaming performance. Tickets are very affordable, but if you get in this early time, you will actually be able to use the promotional code and get a discount on your tickets. So hey, get your ticket. We are going to be seen all over the country, possibly the world, as we present Clay's Place inside My Blue Mind on March 13th. Get your tickets, guys. Use the promo code, get a discount. Thank you so much for all the love and all the support that you give to the Angel Wing Project. We love you guys.